What's up, guys? It is Thursday, May 9th, 2024. We're at the Bitcoin block height of 842,792. TikTok, next block. I hope you guys had a good day today, or starting your day. Depends on when you watch this, because I'm making these videos kind of late, guys. I've been busting my butt out here getting these Satoshis, man. Anyways, the news of the day today is the orange man, Donald Trump, and also some politicians. The rich men up there in Richmond are talking about crypto and Bitcoin, or crypto. You know, I'm not going to go on a rant here when I say this. I started a rant, but I had to count to 10 before I turned on this video. But, you know, I love my Bitcoiners, man. I love them. I think I made a video about this last week, I believe. I don't know what I called it, but I talked about how the things I don't like about Bitcoiners is that they focus on Bitcoin so much, and they're kind of hypocrites. And again, I love these guys, and I love you guys. If this is you, then I'm sorry. But I got to tell the truth, man. It's kind of hypocritical that they'll talk about politicians don't matter, and politics don't matter, and the people in DC and Biden and Trump are the same, and you know, who cares about what's going on in the world? All we care about is Bitcoin and this and that and this and that, right? But as soon as something goes their way or doesn't go their way, they talk about it. It's weird. No, and all of them. I'm not going to say anybody's name, but let's just say these are channels that I watch a lot, right? And the news of the day is that the biggest news is Donald Trump said something about quote-unquote crypto. And that's another thing. Bitcoiners hate crypto. They hate the word crypto. And I do too, by the way. But now that Donald Trump has said crypto, and those rich men in Richmond up there said crypto, now I'm hearing Bitcoiners say crypto all of a sudden. It's cool. It's cool to say crypto. And then they're trying to pretend like they don't really care. Like, oh, you know, I know, you know, it ain't red versus blue, it's orange versus green, and who cares about the politicians, but, you know. And now all of a sudden, RFK Jr. and Joe Biden, non-binary, by the way, I identify as, and Trump are what they're talking about today, because Donald Trump made that statement. If you've been living under a rock, you got to hear that statement, what he said. And it wasn't really a big deal. He just said, hey, look, you know, I'm not basically caring about cryptocurrencies and people having it, and if they want to have it, they should have it. And all he did was just start dissing Joe Biden and stuff. Do I believe Donald Trump? Yeah, I do believe him. I believe that Donald Trump is the best president for Bitcoin. I really do. But again, these people that I watch and that you watch are telling us that it doesn't matter because Bitcoin is going to do its thing. And I've been telling you guys this since last year, probably the year before that these people do matter. They're lawmakers, guys. So to sit there and say those guys don't matter, and now you're making all these videos and all these things about them saying they do matter, again, it's just one of my pet peeves, man. I got a lot of pet peeves, and that's one of them. And even the gold and silver stackers do that. You know, I'm on Reddit a lot. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Nostr. You know, I'm on these social media platforms, and they're saying the same things, man. They've been saying, oh, who cares about politics? Listen, let me tell you what type of guy I am. When I tell you guys to study Bitcoin, I've already studied Bitcoin, even before I got into Bitcoin. I learned about money a long, long time ago, right? And I told you the 3 steps yesterday. I told you to study the history of money. I told you to look at the current system we're in that led us up to the history that led us up to what we're at now. And then the third one is to study Bitcoin. Well, what I did was I did all that stuff, and then I learned about gold and silver, and I started really getting into gold and silver. And then once I found out about crypto, I was like, wow, this could be different. And then eventually I got into Bitcoin and went down the rabbit hole, and the rest is history, right? These people that are talking about Donald Trump now, and he's the best president, you know, and I'm not saying this to say, oh, I was right, I told you so. It's not that. It's just that, guys, listen, You got to understand how the world works, okay? I don't care if you're a gold stacker. I don't care if you're a Bitcoin stacker. I don't care if you have neither one of them, right? You have to understand that this is a big, big world, right? And we're all connected, and there's a lot of things going on. It's not just all about your savings account and what you got as your main saving asset, okay? We have an open border in this country. Donald Trump is the best president for our country in 2024, not just because of Bitcoin. I'm not even thinking about him when it comes to Bitcoin. Because again, and I'm saying this objectively speaking, Donald Trump cannot help us in this monetary system that's broken. He can't help us because he was part of the problem too, guys. I know you guys don't like that. I love Donald Trump, man. I do, but I got to call a spade a spade. The man printed 7 point something trillion from 2016 to 2020. You know, he came in and the deficit or the debt was 19 something trillion. And when he left, it was 26 something. So, you know, again, no politician is going to save you from this monetary debasement. They all print money. It's just one of them prints less. Donald Trump set the record for the most money printing in history. And now, of course, Brandon has taken him over at 26 trillion up to almost 35 trillion now. I think before he leaves, he'll get to 37 trillion in the next, when does he leave? January. So what's that, 7 months or whatever it is? He'll be up to 37 trillion because again, that that debt ceiling bill that I've been telling you guys to pay attention up there or down there in Washington, D.C. I watch that stuff all the time because all the laws that we have to abide by are written up there. The people that rule over us, quote unquote, I don't mean like that in a king way, but these people are making a lot of rules and regulations that affect you directly. Why would you not listen to that and understand that? The only way to defeat it is to understand it. The only way to fix the problem in DC is to pay attention and to know the problem up there in DC. And it just really pisses me off, man, when a lot of you guys, you know, when I try to talk about politics and stuff, and again, you know, this ain't about me. I make these videos for you, and I get it. You know, you don't come here to listen to me about politics. But if you don't, you need to go somewhere else and listen to someone who knows about politics. If you want to just hear me talk about Bitcoin and stuff, you know I do it 90% of the time. But again, man, there's a lot of different things going on in this world. In Bitcoin right now, we're in the second stage of money, the store of value phase or stage. And we have a long way to go for hyper Bitcoinization and mass adoption. And we're just along for the ride right now. But until then, yes, we're going to orange pill people. Yes, we're going to study. And yes, we're going to do what we can to help along the adoption. But while you're doing that, you have to understand and learn about how the world works. And you need to understand that by looking in the past, by seeing how this country was built, and why the American Revolution and why this country was built in the first place. And did you guys know, I don't really talk about this, but the Civil War, everybody thinks that was started because of slavery. And it's true, that is part of it, right? That was part of it. But there was an expansion out west going on outside the 13 colonies. And there was a thing that 11 states, once we started expanding, we had 11 states that were free states, quote unquote, and 11 slave states. It's 22 states. And then we kept expanding west with the Louisiana Purchase and everything else. One of the big things that people don't understand and realize that what was the catalyst of the Civil War was that a lot of these Confederalists or part of the Union, they didn't want anybody telling them what to do. They wanted it to be a separate state. You guys got to understand something, man. When we fought in the American Revolution, we were not supposed to win that war. We were 13 individual colonies that had to come together and beat a conglomerate in Great Britain. So once we, quote unquote, defeated them and became our own country, a very, very young country, a lot of people just wanted to go back and do their own business. They didn't want to worry about any other state. They didn't want to, you know, listen to those politicians because they felt like, well, somebody's going to tell me what to do. I might as well listen to King George, right? And the reason I'm telling you that is this. These people in D.C. do not have your best interests at heart. Okay, they just don't. And that's how the Confederalists and the people in the Union or whatever, they believe too. They believe that people that are making these rules don't have their best interest. And they don't, ladies and gentlemen, they don't. And I say this to you all the time. All you have to do with a politician is simple. This is the first thing you do. Number one is see who pays them. Where do they get their money from and their funding from? That's number one, because that's who they work for. And number two, look at how they vote. Go on websites, look at the Liberty Score of a Republican or a Democrat. And the Liberty Score is what you need to know, right? The lower the Liberty Score, the better. I don't give a shit if it says, excuse my language. I'm starting to get pissed. Hold on, let me calm down. I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat. I'm not worried about that. I'm not telling you to listen to me. I'm just telling you this is how I go by it. There is only two parties in this country. Either you're a Republican, either you're a patriot or a traitor. It's as simple as that. I don't care if you're a Republican, because everybody thinks, oh, you got an R next to your name, you're a good person. No. You just go look at their Liberty Scores, okay? Look it up. Right? Byron Donalds is a freaking patriot. He's got 100% Liberty Score. Jim Jordan, Matt Gaetz, people like that, man. I can name, there's not a lot of them up there, And not for nothing, that one bill that was passed that the I think it was the SEC was trying to I forget what wallet it was. I think it was the Exodus wallet or something, was trying to get regulated with crypto or something. I forget what it was. And they denied it and everything else. And then they said, no, we don't want to do that. So they went back and they voted for it. And actually 21 Democrats, believe it or not, 21 Democrats voted for that. They voted the good way for quote unquote crypto, which is funny. Bitcoiners are talking about that. So again, it's not all about Democrats and Republicans and all that. It just look at how they're voting, who's giving them the money, and if they care about this country. Listen, as much as I love Bitcoin, guys, I love me some Bitcoin. I live and breathe that stuff, right? But again, this is just me. It's God, family, country, Bitcoin, in that order. You understand? So if you're a gold and silver stacker or a Bitcoin stacker or whatever, listen, man, take pride in your freaking country. And in order to do that, you got to understand where it came from. Where'd you come from? Where'd this country come from? How was it built? Why do you have this freedom? Why is the United States or your country, because a lot of you guys are from different countries, why do you feel like it's the greatest country in the world? People died for this, man. People died for this. Luke Broyles actually made a really good video today. Go to Luke Broyles' channel after this. He was talking about the Civil War too. And he made a great analogy between Bitcoin and the Civil War and everything else. Luke Broyles, if I had a son like him, that kid is smart. I call him the whiz kid. You know what I mean? He doesn't make a lot of videos because he works at the Bitcoin Advisor. And when he does make videos, they're kind of older. But Luke Broyles is definitely a nerd with the Civil War. You'll learn about that when you look at that video. But learn about this country, man. You know what I mean? Or your country. But I'm specifically talking to my Americans, and I'm sorry, Canadians and the other ones. Take pride in your country too. But I'm an American, damn it. And when I vote for things, I vote for America policies first. I just do. When I see these Republicans, like Mike Johnson, when he comes on, sorry for ranting, guys. I got to get this off my chest. When Mike Johnson, the quote-unquote Speaker of the House, his first freaking speech, he's talking about Israel, man. I said, this guy's going to be a problem. And I was freaking right, man. I was freaking right. So, listen, guys, just know this. You can't help what other people say. People are going to be hypocrites. One thing my grandma always taught me was this. People are always going to disappoint you. This is why I decided, and I love me some Swan Bitcoin. Love them. This is why I decided to take away my my link to Swan Bitcoin. Now, I'm not going to lie. If Swan Bitcoin offered me a job or something like that, and I was working directly with the company, then maybe I would do a link. But I cannot be responsible, even for Swan Bitcoin. And as much as I love Swan, and by the way, go to Swan, man. Check them out. They're giving out 10,000 free Bitcoin, or 10,000 purchases. Your first 10,000 purchases, excuse me. a Bitcoin with no fees, right? That 0.99% fee, you will not be charged. You will be charged a $200 spread between the real price and what they're going to charge you. But again, that's pennies on pennies. And it's you can't get Bitcoin any cheaper than Swan right now in your first 10,000 purchase. That's just a fact. But I used to have links underneath my channel, and because of companies like the Bitcoin, Bitcoin Magazine, and other companies just doing some straight BS, man. I can't get with it, man. I can't get with companies that don't think about my country. I can't get with companies that promote shit coinery and all that other stuff. I can only be responsible for me. I just can't. So as much as I love Swan, I think Swan and Strike are probably the two best. River's up there too. But when they decide to make a decision, I can't be responsible for that. So if you guys do want to help the channel, though, all you got to do is hit that like button if you like it, only if you like it. Leave me a comment. Tell me how stupid I am and how you don't want to hear about politics. And maybe share the video. And if you want to donate a little something, you don't have to. But if you want to, you can. And they got the links down there below. It's not about that, man. I give out so many freaking Satoshis. It's ridiculous. People are going to let you down, man. People are going to let you down. But anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to my rant. I had to get that off my chest. Made a few bucks today. I'm going to turn them into Satoshis. And I might talk about that in Satoshi Saturday. And by the way, if there's anything you want me to touch on, in the realm of things I talk about on Satoshi Saturday, if there's an idea that you say, man, Jared, I'd love for you to hit on this on a Satoshi Saturday, let me know in the comment section below. Guys, I have a lot of video ideas on Satoshi Saturday. That's why I made that series. And if you haven't checked that series out, go ahead, please. There's a playlist on there. I think I'm up to number 13, maybe, with a pilot. So yeah, so please, guys, in the comment section below. Again, do me a favor, guys. If you like this video, hit the like button, only if you like it. If you guys like my channel and my videos, go ahead and share it. Guys, listen, I'm sharing my heart and soul with you out here. I made a video every single day since January 1st, 2024, like I promised you. And I'm going to keep doing it until the last day of this leap year of 2024. And then I maybe have some plans for 2025. I'm thinking about, well, I'll say that for another one. I'll go on another rant. So, but I'm going to make a video every single day. We're almost, what are we, month 5? January, February, March, April, May. Yeah. It's going by quick, man. And I think a lot of crazy stuff's gonna happen. But we can't control anything in our lives. We can't control the things that we can't control. We can only control the things we can. We can't control the money printer. We can't control these people spending ridiculous amounts of money. The rich men up there north of Richmond and DC, we can't control that. But one thing we can control to help inflation is to put your money in your energy, because your life is your energy. Put it in to the best way to save. And for me, the only way to save. And that's Bitcoin. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.